Welcome back to my channel where every story brings a new world. Today, I have a very special series that has kept millions of viewers awake at night. Let's explore what makes its strange allure. Trung Veidu is a military strategist. Just a glance is enough to know that this fortress is at least enough for 30 to 40,000 people to move and fight. Even if there are 5,000 people at Long Nok Temple, there are only over 1,000 people, so who is Lu Tu reserving a spot for? In the past, Lu Tu said he would not release the Western Shu and Southern Shu troops into the inner city because even if Lu Tu trusted Van or not, even if Trung Veidu showed great loyalty, Lu Tu would not risk his life for intuition to control fate. Lu Tu knows that intuition decides. Lu Tu knows that if the decision is correct, Van Tai will definitely act, but at this point, the other party still hasn't acted, which means Van Tai has no intention of defending the city. While on the side of Trung Veidu, Lu Tu feels. In fact, Trung Veidu doesn't care about these things. Trung Veidu of the Western Shu army has just become the Western regional governor and his position is still unstable. His hasty arrival is not only to show off to Lu Tu but also to bring the Western Shu troops along. Today, many people still do not respect Trung Veidu, taking the scene of a grand martial artist hastily bringing these people here. This young man himself is forcing them to die after the great purification battle of Taichu. The internal position of importance in Taichu. All are people of the Tun family. Trung Veidu nods. He feels that his steward Lu Tu's plan is always more reliable than the king. Let's follow him at this moment. Lu Tu is still waiting for Kong Lo Da Fu. Liat Fai is not at ease. Lu Tu laughs happily. Oh, everyone is fighting. How can I just watch and not help? Ko Lin Fai asks. From the beginning, did you plan to include Kiam Lo? Lu Tu smiles. I didn't count you in, so can you be free? Ko Lin Fai says you have counted us from the beginning. The smile on Lu Thu's face slowly disappears. He becomes serious. If I didn't count you in, can it be avoided? Suddenly, a mountain hanging in the sky appears. Jiang Tu Nyat wearing a wide white robe falls from the mountain. We will go with you inside the city. Ko Lin Fai is slightly dissatisfied. Have our elders agreed with you too easily? Jiang Tu, is there any other way? Ko Lin Fai angrily, you made our teacher die. We should go and get him back and let him commit suicide. Maybe our teacher doesn't think so. Even though our teacher has turned into a strange little girl, it still seems a bit strange. But the teacher is still the teacher, even if he has been reborn. He must recognize, although they had discussed with each other before, they did not expect Lu Tu to use the flooded Kiam Lo. Truly despicable, nothing can be said. Negative emotions from Jiang Tu Nyat 199. Negative emotions from Ko Lin Fai 699. Lu Tu sees that he has subdued Lo Da Fu, immediately enjoying commanding the wealthy servants to bring a small boat to pick up each disciple of Kiam Lo inside the city. Currently, he is not worried about the crowded city because he can consume resources from large cultivation organizations. From Ko Lin Fai, negative emotions, value added 699. Lu Tu sees Kiam Lu on this side pulling back immediately, joyfully commanding the slave servants to row the small boat here to greet and bring Kiam Lu's disciples into the city. He is currently not worried about the crowded city as he can absorb resources from the large cultivation organizations. All are called Nok Lu, then always have the opportunity to cross the river of life. Lu Tu believes that he has surely accumulated enough negative emotions for a long time. He just never did it. Lu Tu thinks that if Lu then is truly emotionless. I wonder how long Lu Shu has been waiting here. He has been cultivating for just over 2 years, but it took more than 10 years to prepare for this. After more than 2 years of hurried cultivation, he is ready for battle. Lu Shu may secure victory tenfold. Many are controlling small branches flying around. They are disciples of Jian Lei and slaves of wealthy families like Trung Veidu, Li Luong, Li Haithan. They gleefully watch the sword furnace approach the inner city. Finally, there is strong support. Everyone will surely rejoice. They warmly welcome Trung Veidu, Li Luong, and the only thing missing is to write these 8 characters on their foreheads. The core looks at Trung Veidu and the rest with a sneer. Everyone affirms joyously and welcomes Trung Veidu, Li Luong. They just need to write these 8 characters on their foreheads. Ko Lin Fai glances at Trung Veidu and the rest with disdain. I used to think that Ming Yu Da and his group were special, now I see them as corrupted by you. Trung Veidu and his group are not ashamed, on the contrary, they find it honorable. After all, they are from a noble family. People are surprised to hear Lu Shu speak so fast. Ko Lin Fai is a bit confused about who Ming Yu Da is. He even has to ask Lu Shu. Lu Shu looks at Trung Veidu and repeats, who is Ming Yu Da? Trung Veidu hesitates for a moment. Lu Shu's voice is urgent. Ko Lin Fai is somewhat puzzled. Who is Ming Yu Da? You still need to ask me. Lu Shu looks towards Trung Veidu. repeating, "Who is Ming Yu Da?" Trung Veidu hesitates for half a day. Lord Ming Yu Da is their leader. As he finishes his words, they see Lu Shu confidently produce a black gemstone out of nowhere. It disappears on the spot. This scene is too eerie. The three characters Ming Yu Da possess extraordinary power. Why did Lu Shu react so strongly, and what is that black gemstone? Through the black gemstone, Lu Shu opens a spatial door. Everyone is stunned. Ko Lin Fai is no exception. She looks towards Zhang Shu and notices that he is also extraordinary. Some are curious and ask Trung Veidu, "Oh, didn't your older brother die? Is there a secret?" Clearly, his older brother is still alive. Trung Veidu's words reveal the truth. If Ming Yu Da had died, Lu Shu would not react like this, for the dead do not need to hurry. After Lu Thuk arrived, Lu Shu was very cautious, not revealing his identity, and no one was suitable to inquire further. For example, the group of dignitaries, each with a different name, but this is not considered common knowledge. Even if Lu Shu were to ask a prestigious family, the dignitaries would be surprised. Their title is prestigious and respected by the outside world. They were once revered as dignitaries, a revered position. Few remember their original names unless it is Ko Lin Fai, this Grand Master, who must remember their true names. In addition, some must chant their real names to express respect, like Lu Tu Ngu, who, when not angry, will call Lu Shu, Lu Tu Tu. But when angry, they will specially call out Lu Shu's name loudly and seriously. This is a common trait of angry people. Initially, Trung Veidu did not want to reveal a little secret to Lu Shu, but after knowing his identity, no one could exchange any further. Lu Tu couldn't wait any longer and opened the mysterious black gem, hoping not to miss anything. Episode 1302 in life, there are many missed opportunities and regrets. Lu Tu doesn't want to see those things happen to him. But if life could solve everything on its own, perhaps that's just a dream. Lu Tu and Min Wei don't date happily, they even see each other as deceivers, unethical. Deception is common between them, but there are times when they are honest with each other. In the haziest moments, Lu Tu once visited Min Wei to drink and chat. At that time, Lu Tu felt that Min Wei's world had nothing to do with him, didn't know who Min Wei was, and didn't care. But now everything suddenly changes. This change came as a surprise when he entered the chaotic abyss. Previously, the abyss was filled with dark mist to prevent Min Wei from regaining strength. The one holding Min Wei had trapped him here. The gradual torture, but Min Wei was very resilient, enduring here for over 10 years. Lu Tu suddenly thought that if he absorbed all the mysterious dark chaos, maybe it would help Min Wei feel better. The one holding Min Wei is definitely related to the evil intentions of the Divine Master, but it's uncertain if it's the Divine Master himself. Lu Tu coming here is a very risky thing, but he has to do it. Last time Lu Tu came here, suddenly someone came down from above. Even though he didn't know who it was, they would surely see the mist below disappear, as well as the traces of a roasted chicken. All indicate that someone from the outside has come here. So this time, Lu Tu entered, not knowing what awaits him. But when Lu Tu used the mysterious black gem to enter the chaotic abyss, he realized that no one was waiting for him here, and Min Wei didn't know where to go. The chains originally used to lock Min Wei were broken into pieces scattered on the ground, no bloodstains, no signs of fighting, indicating that Min Wei was just taken away, not killed. Thinking that Min Wei is still alive, Lu Tu suddenly felt relieved a bit. As long as she's alive, there's still hope. But where is Min Wei now? Lu Tu looked up at the chaotic abyss. Min Wei previously said someone came down from above, so the way out must be upwards. To go up or not, if going up, he will have to face the one holding Min Wei, face unknown dangers. Min Wei has been here for over 10 years, surely she's very lonely. Alone in the dark, no one to talk to, no one to feed her. Relying only on strength to sustain life. Perhaps every day and every night, Min Wei hopes the Divine King will return, like a god who will rescue her. But she must not wait. Sometimes death is the only true salvation. Only here can they continue in darkness, no sunlight, waiting. Trung Veidu and the others can still freely move, but Min Wei Da can only endure loneliness. Think deeply. Lu Tu looked up at the sky. He once had the opportunity to take Min Wei Da out. But he didn't. That's his fault, and he has to make amends. Lu Tu climbed up following the rocks, not flying straight up because Min Wei had warned him that there's the chaotic fire god up there. What is the chaotic fire god? Will it be overwhelmed by white flames? The chaotic abyss is not a straight descent but twists and turns like cracks on ice. That's also why there's no light shining down below. Lu Shu climbed the rock wall using both hands and feet. His hands could grip onto hard rocks but with a soft core like tofu. After that, Lu Shu even used the gap between the two sides of the rock wall as a spring to jump up. His whole body moved up and down between the two sides of the rock wall like a spring. However, after half an hour, Lu Shu suddenly he saw ahead a sea of white fire like a locked deep crack. But does that sea of white fire resemble his own white fire? That sea of fire seems to recognize something and rushes towards Lu Shu, but Lu Shu has no intention to dodge because he feels joyful in his heart as if meeting an old friend again. At first, Lu Shu speculated that now he confirmed that perhaps that is the wish he lost. Lu Shu has been weak since he was young. Could it be due to reincarnation? The truth is not. Cao Tan Tui is fine. Carlo also has no influence, only he is weak like that because of what happened to him, a car accident. A black color digging a chain inside the white fire once again returned to the body. At the time Lu Shu had a reunion, feeling happy then. He didn't even know why. But now he understands, because someone has robbed important things from his body. Is it that the other party planned from the beginning to rob those things from him? But the result is found that even if they steal happiness they can't steal the star map. Only can wait for Lu Shu to overcome the state of great master. The reason he was weakened is not because of a weak body, not because of weak kidneys, but because he lost something important like Carol. Being reincarnated based on the world tree, the broken world tree almost put him in danger until owning the new world tree is almost perfect, and with Lu Shu Tanyan is like that world tree. Reborn based on the world tree branch, the breaking of the branch almost made him in danger until owning the new world tree is almost flawless, and with Lu Shu Tanyan is like that world tree branch. Lu Shu survived, that is already a miracle. Of course, the God King is also the one who survived the most in this world. Lu Shu drifting in the deep abyss waiting for the sea of fire to rush into his heart. The fire in his heart is burning more and more, accumulating anger gradually. He is a man who remembers revenge, thinking about the great enmity between life and death. How can he not be angry only to steal things on his body? He has come up with many cunning tricks like that. Why? Because in this world, except for the God King, there is no one else who knows how to reach that highest level. The classic of Qin Lu said that the highest level in the Grand Master is called the two-word level. When reaching this level, one will create a small world of their own. The laws of oneself must break the barriers of that small world before being able to harm the opponent's essence. At this level, oneself and the outside world are like two different worlds. Without external power, oneself has become immortal. And the level above the two-word level is simply. The classic of Qin Lu describes in a concise manner. The God King level, only the God King can reach the other side of life. A place like Qin Lu has never dreamed that anyone could reach that level. The owner of Qin Lu has never thought of that either. And the God King, the reason why that person was born, is already the lord of this world, because seemingly only he can directly access the largest path on this world. Chapter 303 Qin Lu. The owner probably knows the secret on the goddess, so he knows that as long as the God King wants, he can definitely reach that level. It's just that the price is the dark path parallel to Greece and the Silk Road. Like the combination of yin and yang even needs to overcome the necessary challenges on the 7th floor. Known as the Jade Emperor, there is still a chance to reach the other side of life. Lu Shu trusts that he will soon be filled with negative emotions, but he remains faithful. Lu Shu feels that if the Jade Emperor truly has no affection, he could directly kill Lu Lak Nhi to elevate his own status. It's not a big deal, the opponent will not miss their strength. The owner of the Sword Forge will surely not give up everything for someone like him. At that time, the goddess will not have any malice, as he himself is evil from head to toe. Lu Shu, who is still curious, perceives the fire in his heart surging. He had a bit of goodness, which is probably the reason for these events happening today. Despite receiving the heart knot from the kitchen sect, this heart knot is still inactive. When used to burn Don Mok Hoang, he felt a lack of power, as if something was missing. Now, a new heart knot is flowing into Lu Shu. Feeling this new heart knot as a transformative power, it could truly become a great strength for himself. Compared to this sea of fire, the fire in his heart is truly tiny. Not sure how this new heart knot has developed. However, at this moment, the kitchen sect has been silent for a while and suddenly speaks. In fact, the liquid used to create your heart knot is not strong. This is entirely due to the lack of firewood. The heart knot of others is the firewood. After Don Mok Hoang died, don't you realize that he has become stronger? Lu Shu said in dissatisfaction. Why are you being kind to bring knowledge here? So why, innocent and kind, said should NTI be preparing for the 6th level of the heavenly wilderness? Lu Shu smiled coldly. At present, it's already late for you to study. Your honest smile is useless because Lu Shu was just angry on the surface before hiding to the 6th level of the celestial veins, surprising everyone. Now he can hide like that. In fact, this is because Lu Shu cannot control the 6th level. But now, seeing every star on the 6th level shining, only the last one is missing, the kitchen sect is slightly panicked. Hurriedly going out to say some nice words. But now Lu Shu completely ignores arguing with the kitchen sect. This is entirely because Lu Shu still cannot control the 6th level. But now, seeing every star on the 6th level shining, only the last one is missing, the kitchen sect is slightly panicked. Hurriedly going out to say some nice words. But now Lu Shu completely ignores arguing with the kitchen sect. Whoever is wrong knows that I want to reach here and place the heart oath here. Lu Shu feels a bit wrong, but the evil intention of the Jade Emperor is clear. This heart oath, even if more, cannot harm oneself, and can even facilitate oneself. So Wei licked his lips, smiling, explaining the winner of your ritual union can still use this fire. But when you overcome the shock of the heart battle and bring me back, no one else can use it. So the opponent may want to take this heart knot away. But here, he can't take it away from me anymore. Lu Shu wondered, it seems like you're still somewhat useful. So Wei said, of course, I have to be useful. Don't be angry with me anymore. That heart shock was created by you yourself. It has nothing to do with me. Fine, fine, am I the one who bears grudges? The kitchen sect fell silent for a moment. In his heart, he thought if he wasn't the one bearing grudges, then I wouldn't dare. Now I dare not leave the 6th floor. Lu Shu no longer pays attention to the kitchen sect. This time, after bringing the kitchen sect back to its true position, he has gained an advantage. This new heart knot is simply a special ability of the fire system. Not only the high position has the ability to automatically control other fire systems, but the person burnt will fall into a new life. The fire capability of a normal person compared to Lu Shu's fire capability is like a beggar. The attack method at this level, like the state when receiving divine water before the water capacity, also has a very terrifying infiltration effect. It's a pity that Tham Tui has turned into chaos. Of course, that's not a big regret at all. The son of chaos is not bad at all. Now Lu Shu feels that he can enlighten the fire and water spirits, already the only one in the world. No one has ever heard of anyone who can enlighten both water and fire at the same time, but Lu Shu thinks that this loose spirit is still less attractive than the gas and water capacity. Not that it's not strong, but the function is not enough. The water capacity of Lu Shu can suck blood, can make people cry, can branch out. The fire system still needs to be developed. He flew far away from the deep abyss without encountering any traps or ambushes as he thought. He found himself in a palace community. Lu Shu came up here to save Minwei Knight. However, the situation on the ground is not as he thought. This abyss is behind a palace. Whose palace is this in the entire universe? The number of people capable of owning a palace like that is certainly not many. Therefore, understanding that this is the palace of someone, one can grasp who is scheming behind. Lu Tu vaguely hears the singing from the ominous palace. The singing is like a cry, a story full of grief. The singing sounds as if performing a play. What's strange is that the singer is a man. In this palace, bells ring, lanterns shine brightly, as if a grand event is taking place. At this moment, two young men in magnificent costumes step out from behind the palace wall. They are solemn, but what strikes Lu Tu the most is that this group resembles princesses. They hold delicate bamboo baskets containing dresses with dragon patterns, crowns, and pearl-adorned belts. But Lu Tu is more concerned about their power. The whole group are martial arts experts. One of them gently tells Lu Tu, Prince Qian Kong Thien Dia is waiting at Dai Hua Palace. Lu Tu raises an eyebrow and coldly chuckles, if you want to live, stay away from me. There's no time to deal with you now, Lu Tu says as he enters the palace. Because the other party has clearly prepared a horse carriage here waiting for him. Lu Tu cannot retreat as long as the moon is shining. The person gently reminds him. You're going the wrong way. Lu Tu thanks and directly breaks the palace wall and follows the direction indicated by the other person. Now Lu Tu understands who the owner of the palace is, Yan Fu Dao. Beyond Yan Fu Dao, no one else in the palace would leave so many men like this. And Lu Tu had already speculated about Yan Fu Dao before, as the first time they met, Yan Fu Dao was the only one who made him nervous. Time has shown how the other can control emotions. But what worries Lu Tu is that Yan Fu Dao seems to be nurturing these people into puppets. Yan Fu Dao has such a grand scheme to be able to do such things. Part 1304. This palace is not as extravagant as we thought. On the contrary, it looks like a product of minimalist design. No golden dragons, no fiery stones, no roof and flowing cups. This palace is much simpler than the one in Teidu, but Lu Tu does not want to just look at the appearance, but the essence behind that simplicity. Some say those with complex souls often appreciate simplicity. This is not absolute, but mostly true. Those with power often have simple workspaces. Only little girls like to use dolls and jewelry-filled rooms. Lu Tu breaks the palace wall and goes straight to the main hall, following the glorious tradition of Long Fap. Gradually, Lu Tu also realizes that there are not only male laborers in the palace. There are many women. Although Lu Tu has broken the palace wall, the servants in the palace do not seem surprised. Everyone who meets Lu Tu is polite and leaves. It's as if someone has arranged in advance. Yan Fu Dao is waiting for his appearance. Lu Tu understands this, but what strikes him is that although everyone in the palace is polite, he cannot sense any emotions from them. Each person is like a puppet. Sometimes Lu Tu meets a worker after breaking 2 walls. He will doubt whether he has met this person before. The result is that he quickly realizes that he did not meet that person, but these workers are too masked as if carved from a mold. Although they appear different in appearance, in spirit, they make others feel like one. Lu Tu pays a little attention and no one follows him. After the workers politely greet him, they go about their work. These top masters hide in the deep palace without any intention of assassinating Lu Shu. Even Lu Shu is beginning to doubt the intentions of Nok Fu Dao. Could it be that Lu Shu has mistaken someone else? Suddenly, Lu Shu discovers a palace maid with heavy makeup. She even has a neck brace that makes Lu Shu shudder. There are people on Earth who wear feminine clothing, but the issue is perhaps these palace maids are not there willingly. At this moment, Lu Shu remembers the interesting faces he just saw. All of them have pale faces with a slightly strange demeanor. Perhaps they have all undergone punishment in the palace. How can one have a face like this, but still have to act this way? It's not what he expected at all. It's all a deception to hide the truth from others. The bright makeup and gorgeous costumes make Lu Shu feel like he is in a strange world. He stands up and rushes towards the main palace. The front and back doors of the palace are wide open. Lu Shu only sees bright lights inside. A purple curtain hangs from the ceiling. When a breeze passes through, soft music fills the air, as if someone is lying on a dragon bed in front of the dragon throne. In front of the dragon throne, there are dozens of craftsmen singing and dancing respectfully. Before Lu Shu can say anything, Nok Fu Dao on the dragon throne asks, "Have you destroyed several palace walls here and need to compensate?" Lu Shu remains silent and continues to observe the surroundings. Nok Fu Dao sees his silence and says, "If you don't want to compensate, you can stay by my side." Lu Shu doesn't forget the reason he came here. "Where is Trang Minda?" Nok Fu Dao nods but doesn't say anything, just pointing towards the artists who are leaving. Before Trang Minda is brought in, Nok Fu Dao asks, "Is there anything you want to ask?" Lu Shu asks the first question. "Are all the bosses entering the North American Channel under your command?" "Yes, they are under my command. Just asking about this, not about whether the faces are real or not." "Did you kill the bosses yourself to make me believe you?" Lu Shu asks the second question. What Nok Fu Dao said has no effect on him at all. Then she sighs, "I didn't expect you to enter that trap and even meet Trang Minda." Truly disappointed, he thinks meeting Trang Minda means knowing the truth. When Lu Shu learns that Trang Minda is the brother of the doll maker, he feels a bit strange. Or he feels uneasy seeing Trang Minda in the gem. Clearly, the gem is not where the doll maker is held, but who has the time to open that door unless the other party has a purpose or knows that? In that trap, it is usually where Nok Fu Dao holds prisoners and talks about Lu. Lu Shu always has a question. This gem is like something he saw when he was pursuing the 21 dead bodies on the King's Avenue. Chasing 21 dead bodies, the other side had already smashed a purple gem and left. But this black gem is a bit stronger, can be used multiple times. Such a guiding item to the universe falls to earth. Although when dealing with local tribes, it cannot have any impact. The other said it was a tradition from ancestors, but Lu Tu now completely does not believe. The only trace left is the box that he has not found. Lakam brought the box to Lak Tan. Although Tuong Bao and Ben Du have returned to their owners, the box is missing. And no one knows what's inside the box. Lu Tu feels he needs to go back and talk to the family. Will he be able to find the box again? Only Tuong Bao is not an ordinary item, so the box must be special. But the most difficult thing is that then Lu left Lu Tu the easiest way to get information and intelligence. As a result, Lu Tu and Min Wei were used to deceive each other. In the end, normal allies are needed. Lu Tu now asks the third question. Why do you want to take the blood essence from me? Nok Fu Dao thinks for a moment while absent-mindedly stroking her hair. She says, one day, another friend of yours, in a spiritual state, suddenly appeared in front of me, telling me that you were dead. He had achieved the Dendong, but needed to merge with Wu Dao to be able to resurrect. But unexpectedly, when I got the Hoi Yen, I fell into a new dream. But those souls in front of Du Fu Diem are also very likely to encounter difficulties, and Du Fu Diem is just a minor thing. The important issue is the eagles that can completely obscure Lu Tu. For those souls, the eagles are like thorns on the back of a hedgehog. Episode 305 Nok Fu Dao smiles. When you helped Oduang Lich create Dang Den, you actually created two things. It's interesting how you suddenly appear in front of me, living from the previous life, feeling a strange new sensation. So cute, so youthful, so kind, I don't know who I should help. Lu Tu contemplates. Initially that cruel intention is similar to Oduang Lich, isn't it different? But Dang Den, though creating the opportunity for the other to come back to life, the issue is that the other cannot act freely. The Dang Den ritual does not affect the intensity of power. It simply creates a new body. In the Den Dang, there is a separate world. For example, Oduang Lich cultivates energy. It requires real strength to resist this old young man now grey ash flying up. But a great escape Grandmaster territory person besieged at a green light inside it's hard to blame the other so urgent wanting to start life resurrection ghost material can look back at the star map. Lu Tu never thought about this issue because the Hin Tin can carve out everything of the Nan. Therefore, the theory of not having the ability to counteract the Hin Tin is impossible. The opponent may have 6 Dai Tong Su souls. But those souls are incapable in front of Du Fu Diem. It's no surprise that the other always hides behind the scenes until now, gradually revealing the true nature. Perhaps the other thought he was 99 sure. The other's caution is also normal. One surpasses the intensity of the Dai Tong Su then. But they are just the power of a ball. Looking back, because he stabbed his lion's thorn, Lu Tu thought everything should end immediately. He should go home right away. Of course, there are many ways to handle the situation, but the malicious intent of the goddess has to wait for the formation of the Dao Tin to attack the opposite world. It seems that this will ultimately fall on Nok Fu Dao. The malicious goddess intends to use Nok Fu Dao to complete all of that. Of course, there are many ways to handle these situations, but the wicked goddess has to wait for a Dao Tin to form an attack against the opposite world. It seems that this will ultimately fall on Nok Fu Dao. The wicked goddess intends to use Nok Fu Dao to complete all that. Lu Tu looks at Nok Fu Dao. Where is he now? Nok Fu Dao transforms, gentle. How can I know? He harbors all the darkness of the God King, including suspicion and violence. How can he trust me? Even though he hopes I will help him gain the blood essence, how can he move freely? Nok Fu Dao resolutely. Things that I can't have, don't let anyone have. Right, he won't love me. Lu Tu says he won't belong to you, and you will die. Nok Fu Dao insists, things that I cannot have, let no one have. Right, he won't love me. In the silent palace that lasted a while, Nok Fu Dao suddenly laughed, a bit sorrowful. Like the singing of the celestial master before, it still sounds like a sad song inside. Of course, I know I will die, but this is the first time you ask me to do something. I love you like this, how can I refuse? Lu Tu suddenly fell into a strange, intense feeling. It seems that through him or through the evil intention of the goddess, he finally only saw the woman of the wicked goddess. And he planned for so long. And has created too many murders. Nothing but sacrificing himself to regain the return of the evil goddess. Although that goddess is not perfect, although that goddess has only a dark side, Nok Fu Dao's eyes gradually become normal. Of course, after he returns, I also thought about an issue. Actually, I can also help you, right? You are also a goddess, you also help someone, right? Lu Tu did not say anything because he did not want to admit that he was a goddess. He always believed that the past life had long been separated. Nok Fu Dao continues to speak, but I still decide to help you. You know why, don't you? Why? Because you don't belong to me, but you're not like him. Lu Tu says he won't belong to you, and you will die. Nok Fu Dao is resolute, things I cannot have, don't let anyone have. Right, he won't love me. But because he carries all the darkness of the Divine King, it means he won't love anyone else. Lu Tu sighs in his heart, he doesn't want to judge the right or wrong of Nok Fu Dao's decision. In fact, there is nothing right or wrong in this world. Lu Thuat read a letter from the other party. those verses contained too many emotions. However, one day, those emotions ceased. Only a blank page remained in the letter. Perhaps since then, Nok Fu Dao had a plan. But only after the events at the Divine Palace. Which made him find the best opportunity to destroy some things. Lu Tu thinks and says, "It's just you and me. Perhaps not enough to steal anything from me. Do you have any other cards?" Nok Fu Dao method. Be careful with the righteous ones. Lu Tu is curious. "Oh, are you impressed? Do you know something?" Nok Fu Dao said. "Not that I know something. But to remind you to be careful with the righteous ones because most of the righteous ones are not really righteous." While Lu Tu is thinking about what can happen, Nok Fu Dao continues to speak. "But how do you know that you don't have enough trust to deal with me?" Lu Tu doesn't argue. "Let's wait and see, or you can try now." Nok Fu Dao leans back on the dragon seat. "Before exceeding the realm of the great master, no one dares to do anything to you. Of course, I feel that according to your temperament, after hearing this, maybe you will never break through this realm. But in this life, you have been bound, no other choice. Last time, stealing Yinjiang for money was just a monetary issue. Do you understand? You can save once, but can you save it for a lifetime? The universe and earth are about to connect. Lu Tu really cannot avoid it for a lifetime. That's why he came to the universe. If there are no restrictions, Lu Tu will definitely become a great master for life, as people say. You want to accept, but I won't give you. I will make you angry, providing genuine negative emotion. But now everything has changed. So the big gift that the other party brings this time is for him to have enough negative emotions. Only when he activates the 6th layer of the moon can he have a chance to complete the reaction." Wai Fu Dao speaks outside the palace. At this point, the workers waiting outside are now pulling Min Wei like a full moon. Min Wei now looks like a red pulp that has been tortured to the point of being completely inhuman, falling into a deep sleep. Lu Tu looks deeply at Wai Fu Dao. "I will wait for everyone in the city." After saying that, he takes Min Wei inside the Sao Tho. Then he leaves the Black Jade Gate. "Hello, everyone, we meet again. I am one of the hosts of the Purple Gold Actor Association and also the one who tells the extra story of this book. Recently, many people have asked. When the association released mysterious horror works, good news came. According to the latest information on super popular horror works, the image of Keeling has been put on the shelves. The mysterious feng shui is definitely the food for thought for you guys. You can't miss out on this genre. The young man born with the image of KY Lin's grandfather, to save him, he personally peeled off his own skin to give to the nine-tailed fox. That day, the withered tree began to sprout 1,000 auspicious signs. This is a rare and outstanding horror work of the association this year. Immediately search for the image of KY Lin on the Himalayas or visit the official website of the Violet Actor Association on the Himalayas. Listen and participate in the lucky draw activity. Register and give a 5-star rating to the album for a chance to receive a valuable prize of 888 yuan on September 15th in the 5-star review. Come here to register and share. Hope you will support the new book Key Lin Image Volume 306 in the city. In the inner part of the wall. Since Lu Tu left, everyone has not moved. Everyone is still waiting for Lu Tu to return, knowing Lu Tu left without saying a word through that black jade pillar. There must be his own reason. Now they just need to wait for Lu Tu to come back and tell them the result. This wait lasted more than an hour until they realized the spatial changes. Lu Tu appeared on the city wall holding Min Wei, almost breathing his last. At this moment, no one recognizes who Min Wei Da truly is. Trung Veidu and his group, under unclear circumstances, even mistakenly thought that the person being attacked by Lu Tu was looking towards Trung Veidu. There is a breath leading him for cultivation, and that person is Min Wei Da. Lu Tu still has a bit of unease towards Min Wei Da. At this moment, only by feeding Trung Veidu a piece of fruit, in Lu thus perception, Min Wei Da was tortured. There is still a breath of someone with powerful cultivation restoring strength in Min Wei Da. Just by eating and washing fruits, when restoring, he was tortured to the point of being severely injured, ensuring he wouldn't die. Nok Fu Dao's subordinates are also very cruel. But even Min Wei Da's core was destroyed. However, Nok Fu Dao must also be very clear. Lu Tu has the means to save the core to cleanse the poison, so this point is fundamentally insignificant. Trung Veidu and his group are all clueless, completely naive. Tonight, he said, is the night. Without hesitation, Trung Veidu quickly carried Min Wei Da into the inner city. They all thought Min Wei Da had already died, never expecting Lu Tu to give them such a big surprise today. Kwang Tu-Y and Ko Lam Phai beside them have not left either. Dr. Tuong directly said 3 words: Nok Fu Dao. Lu Tu nodded. Yeah, how did you know? Jiang Tu smiled and said, HMPH, after returning, I have been investigating this matter. However, the other side did not reveal any loopholes. Lu Tu admitted that without the dark gem, he would probably also think that his brother, Quin Tu Tu, had died. But this is not a very important matter to the chief. And Nok Fu Dao does not see Lu Tu as an enemy. In Nok Fu Dao's eyes, he only wants to accomplish his ultimate goal, where no one is happy. The previous details are of little concern to him. He thinks about the workers in Nok Fu Dao's palace. After many years, how many grandmasters has Nok Fu Dao trained to dare to support Lu Tu so strongly? And the most worrying thing for Lu Tu at present is the gentleman of legend. Currently, Bak Chu is still a peaceful place, which is very abnormal. The opponent has been preparing for a long time, and finally, the final border is about to be reached. The man standing beside Lu Tu suddenly said, Dong Shu towards Yen Fu Duang has finally begun to gather troops. The first group, I believe, will arrive very quickly. Lu Tu nodded. Tun Tu Van, where are you going? Li Luong analyzed that they have prepared the boats in Taichu, advancing swiftly along the river, possibly entering the Long Dan branch. On the other side of Dong Shu, there are only boats. Although going against the current for cultivators is not difficult, the downstream Long Dan has changed direction. On the other side of Dong Shu, they can only reach a place 200 kilometers away. Tun Tu Van's speed is probably faster than theirs. The Cosmic River flows east-west. The Snow River from the Snow Mountain passes through the western places, connecting to the Long Dan River, where there are over 40 hydrographic systems. Tun Tu Van mobilizes boats from the trading team in the Taichao army to quickly reach the royal city. Tun Tu Van is not the Western paradise that they can compare each time they think of it. In everyone's heart, there will be mixed feelings. Tran Li Luong glanced at Lu Tu for a moment. The royal territory within a few dozen miles has turned into a swamp. I am worried that Dong Chu may change and nurture water demons. Do we need to be cautious? Lu Tu coldly shook his head and said, no need. He has already listened to Trung Veidu's words. In this universe, there are some clans specializing in living on the water. Even some people raise monsters to earn money. Some monsters can pull boats carrying goods. But when no one is supervising, they can also kill people, and the speed in the water is extremely fast, equivalent to the flying speed of a master. Li Luong believes that Dong Shu surely has many clans like that ready to fight. It's just that this is not scary to Lu Tu. When the opponent really comes here, they will understand who the master of the water element is, and even in the underwater battle, Lu Tu does not need to personally take action. Lu Tu dares to turn the surrounding territory into a vast ocean, that is his confidence. Certainly, this plan has been carefully discussed with Lu Tiunu. Sometimes Lu Tu feels that the relics left by Lu Then are full of the Sea Nation, perhaps prepared for today. However, what Lu Then did not expect is the Sea Nation have been completely wiped out, even the white fish is swallowed whole. The only thing Lu Then did not expect is that Lu Tu now has a greater killing power in the water domain. A senior suddenly said, Your Majesty, recently a slave discovered a giant shadow running across the Longan River. They suspect this is a preemptive strike arranged by the enemy. If Your Majesty is worried, we can solve the underwater threat. Lu Tu looked at the senior and said, Action is good, but that is not a threat. Go down and continuously mine the mountain for stones. The river also needs to be stabilized. Although Lu Tiunu can directly control Anthony to build a city, the durability of the city still depends on the materials. Lu Tiunu can really make Anthony constantly defend the city walls. This helps the walls become stronger, and if they are damaged, Anthony can repair them immediately. But when the wall is protected by a great saint, although it is strong, it cannot sacrifice a part of the strength of a great saint for the solidity of the wall. Regarding the large shadows that the officials denied seeing underwater, Lu Tu felt certainly will bring a big surprise to the masters who want to practice the underwater ocean. He looked ahead, must grasp the situation of Bak Chu, not to be overlooked, not to be neglected. After a moment of contemplation, he accepted the task and left. Li Luong stood watching this scene, suddenly realizing that in Lu Thu's heart, Bak Chu is the most frightening thing. Every command was transmitted through various communication mirrors. In the past, in the inner city there was a separate room inside full of thousands of communication mirrors spread across the entire wall. Each mirror is the size of a palm, and the number in this room is probably thousands.